So lower on one, here we get my review of Souma episode 5. So here we get the major arc. Here we get the start of the whole, pretty much, the rest of the series. No, but it's like, here it really gets like the more, not much lighthearted anymore. Now it's much more, okay, evil dad of Erina returns. Azami, he's pure evil, right? He has got all these traitors, and the principal thing. It's hard not to laugh about it, though. I mean, I kind of love it. I mean, Souma is fun, right? And this is like, well, we have this school here, when the students have a lot of power, and if you're the best student, you can actually, like, vote out the principal and take control over it. It's kind of silly, though. I mean, they have the Toski school, and it's a little unclear if it also includes the Toski reservoir and Toski, like, restaurant out there in the world and so on. But basically, Toski is worth, like, billions, right? They were, like the biggest food company in the world, right? It's like, if you take the students, we want this guy, now this guy rules that. So they're basically playing with like hundreds of millions of dollars for each student there, I guess. But it's kind of, yeah. Now, but one thing which I always felt never makes much sense with the storyline is, of course, that why aren't like the more senior staff that are also good at Shokugeki, like Doma-sama, yeah, like the guy at the Rosa, like, why isn't he in this thing? Because there's one thing that, like, the older guys that left, what's it called, like, well, the older, I can't remember the names at all now, but like the older guys we see, like the reservoir staff, those people that aren't working at Toski anymore, or, the students there, they left, went to France and so on, and those people that they aren't like having any power, that's one thing, because they left the whole system, right? But the other guy that is to work there, wouldn't he be counted as the best chef that is currently at Toski, or he also has to be the best one, but shouldn't his vote be, shouldn't his power be somewhere, he was number one before, right? Shouldn't his power be somewhere in the positioning of this kind of, like, world, right? So, that's a little funky, though. There's only the actual students. And also, should the principal's actual own power be counted for it? That's one thing, though. You have to say something about the storyline. It's really, really fun. It's gonna live with it. Whenever it's Souma, of course, you get the powers. But one thing, though, is actually, should at least the principal and the teachers actually work at the school, at least? Can't they shed people? But actually, it's never been shown. I think not in the manga either. I have no idea. I don't think I've ever seen that ever in Souma. But it's kind of weird that wouldn't like anyone be able to challenge them? I mean, if you're working there, like it's a teacher, couldn't you challenge one of these top 10 people and say, I want to be number one? Can I challenge you? Wouldn't they have some power? So it's a little funky, though, the principal, assuming the old man he has a lot of power, right, or a lot of skills, I guess, in kitchen. Wouldn't he at least be able to, like, okay, you have to beat me to be like number one or something? Would he have some kind of grading that? Whatever. I think you just kind of have to suspend disbelief. It's funny. We have 6 traitors, but still, one thing I will say, though, even if you say whatever, the student all the power, I would want a system to have a little more than majority. It's a little bad as a company here to say that as long as we have 6 out of 10 students, they can do whatever they want. It probably would be more like they need to have like 100% majority, right? Like it's like a jury thing. If you go to a jury, you would need to have everyone agreeing that this guy is guilty, whereas you have to, do your votes and so on. That it kind of feels like that, though. It kind of feels like he, like, obviously Asama hasn't had like everyone's vote, right? She didn't vote for him. No, neither did Kuga, and not, of course, Ichiki, because he's a nice guy, right? And also not. What is it? It's the ramen guy. Yeah, it's the big muscular guy. He didn't vote for him, like the biggest guy with the hat on. I can't remember his name, but yeah, he didn't vote for him. But the other one did, like, Ice and Evil, right? So yeah, like they voted. Rindo wants care or something. She voted. The other guys don't really know why, but yeah, so much. That I will say, though. It feels like it should be like a not just majority, but more like everyone has to agree on this thing, or else you can't like change the principle, or at least like 8 out of 10 or something. It's a little bit like you just need little majority there, and then you can do whatever you want. Yeah, whatever. The episode itself, then, so get to see the first cooking course. It's kind of fun. I like the somewhat part of it is like he's super nervous. But not for the food. Yeah, because it comes like, is it warm enough? Should I set the lightning? Should I turn it on here? And then, of course, like, he asks us everything except the food. He has confidence in the food. and he also confirms. So what the first time, I say, since Souma lost to the French guy, I just can't remember his name. God damn it. But yeah, when he lost to him. That's probably the first time Souma felt defeated, right? Because otherwise, Souma is all about like, yeah, no one can beat me. Someone's like, this chef is insane. But I like it though. But that being said though, when I watch this guy, obviously he could be the best chef in the world, as he's doing one chef thing, privately for you. But I feel like he would be a horrible chef in a restaurant. Maybe I just watched too much of like Gordon Kitchen Nightmares, Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, right? But one thing that's very common there, that when a kitchen is going bad, is when you have one chef, like the head chef, right, the owner usually, and he's like, you have to do my food in this style, in this timing, and he's super micromanaging everyone, and no one can do anything because the chef won't let them like basically work, and it costs a lot of money, and everyone is afraid of him, and they can't do anything. And he's like, that's a common issue there in Kitchen Nightmares, and it feels like but he's super humble and very nice and so on. You know, you see him like, okay, you're gonna take food out. No, you have to make food like this. You can't take this. And so yeah, like that would be super annoying. Not just annoying, but I mean, how would he work in a big kitchen? He would go around, yeah. So he would be limited though to having his own little kitchen, right? Where he can just stand there alone, and like it's perfect for him actually, the whole Moon Festival, because then he's like, well, if I come here in food, I'll give you a 9-course meal for like 2-3 people, right? Yeah, I can only make food for like one. Table at a time, right? Split alone, no other people there. It's perfect for him having that kind of restaurant. So yeah. So I wonder if that ever is something that in real life. I don't. Yeah, is this something closer than real life? Like seriously, when you can have like a restaurant and they only serve like maximum 4 customers at a time, right? I mean, they would have to take enormously costly. They would have to take like thousands of dollars per customers to make it go around pretty much. Especially because he's housing there, yeah, it's a big building too. But it works there, of course. I mean, yeah, maybe. But it's kind of interesting idea, actually. Could you able to do that in real life? Maybe if you're living in a really large metropolitan, a lot of people living there, and you can have one restaurant that really only serve like, yeah, 1 table at a time, like maximum 1 table, and it's like, yeah, only have like 1 servant, like 1 or 2 servants, and then 1 chef completely, and then you just make for them, yeah. I guess it would possible if people are willing to pay for it. I guess in theory it would possible, but yeah, it would have to be like, in like Tokyo or something, right? You can have the richest people coming there every day. They wouldn't be able to do it in a smaller city with too few people, right? Or unless the only rich people ever go there every day, all the time. So, but yeah, that thing of course, and then of course we get to the Azami part. Yeah, like Erin of course super as a father, he completely pressured down as a child, right? Yeah, we don't see much of this episode here, but clearly she's super afraid of him. It's quite sad because she's obviously has the kind of a father-love dream for Saiba, right? Souma's father, and she's like, oh, this table here is for Saiba-sama, and then of course her father comes in there, steals the table, and she's like, okay, yeah. So it's double PTSD there, lost her substitute daddy, and here's evil daddy back and takes the good daddy stage here, and everything is like, yeah, mind blast for poor Erina. But you gotta love Eric Souma, right? This Souma enters there and he's like, whoa, what's happening here? Can I sit with you, bro? It's like, what? Oh, you gotta love Souma, right? He enters there, Megumin right away is like, we probably should go around. Feels like there's something weird happening here. Something is like off here. And he's like, oh, like, whoa, why is everyone so afraid? Hey, come on, let's beat. It's like, hey. Oh, you gotta love Souma, right? He has a zero social skills, and he's always really fun, of course. But yeah, I mean, I think it's the episode a little slow, but then of course when I think about that thing in the whole major, like the last 10 minutes or so, yeah, the most major storyline, the pivoting of the storyline, right? So they really starts off getting that thing there, right? So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how we do it in the whole story. And you see, I mean, obviously this episode sets up everything pretty much the story, because you see the traitors, so you kind of figure out that, yeah, they have to beat like the little girl, I think it's Momo-chan, right? And the little girl with like the teddy bear, like they have to beat her probably because she's evil. They have to beat, of course, Asen, because he's obviously evil. He's obviously evil. They have to beat the girl with Soba thing, yeah, the glasses. I can't remember her name. Something on, yeah. But they have to beat them and so on. And obviously setting up that Rindo Senpai as well, also evil dance, have to beat her as well, right? So you kind of get the whole ladder there of like, and also get kind of like, okay, this guy's probably going to add us with Kuga's probably a good guy because he did a job for them and so on. Right? So you kind of sets up everything in motion, right? So anyway, see you next week. Have a great day.